This is going to be another AD&D Toolkit video. Not much of a tutorial, more of showcasing a new feature or module that we have in the campaign manager. So I'm going to go to my testing campaign to demonstrate. And so these are the characters that are in attendance for my campaign. All right, you can go to manage characters. These are all the characters that are connected to my campaign, so they're a part of it. Doesn't mean they're attending the particular session I'm running today. The way you dictate if they're attending or not is by activating or deactivating them. So I can do that here as the DM, activate or deactivate a character from one session to the next. The player can also do it from their side, or I could permanently kick them here. Point of note, that's kind of out of the scope of this video, but if you do kick a character and you do not want that player to be able to return, you will need to go down here and check this box to generate a new security token for your campaign, because if they have this token and you kick them, they can just join right back in. And if you do reset this token, any of these players or characters that are currently connected will not be disconnected. It's just that anyone who's trying to join anew needs to have that new token. So in any event, you'll see we have some attendance records listed here. And that's a new feature. That's why most of these characters have 0. And how it works is very simple. You go to your attendance module, and you'll see by default all the characters, so not all of them connected to the campaign, only the ones that are present. So they're activated. Only those will get credit for attending this session. So I usually make this like the last thing I do at the end of my session. I just click the attendance submission. Before I do that, I just want to show you on the account page here, 2 types of attendance are tracked. These are the sessions I've played as a player, and these are sessions that I've run as a dungeon master. So you'll see they're 5 and 4 for me currently, and that will change. I'm going to go back to my campaign. Another interesting thing here is all of these characters are also mine, because this is my testing campaign. So these characters were all on the same account that I also DM for, which isn't really going to happen in a, of course, real life scenario. It only does for me testing here. This character actually is also mine, but on a different account than the one I'm currently using in Toolkit. I have multiple accounts, and that's just so I can test different features from one account to the next. But the reason I'm pointing that out is you will have times where a user or player is going to have multiple characters in your session. Maybe you only have 3 players, but you need 6 or more characters to make them a viable party. So you let each player, operate more than one character if they don't have henchmen, or you can even count these as henchmen and so forth. So when I go to my attendance module, all of the characters that are activated will get a point of attendance on their record in the database. So I'm going to click this now, and you'll see that happen. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters. So we should see 9 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the reason for that is 8 characters, and then another entry for the Dungeon Master. Even though normally the Dungeon Master wouldn't have a character in the party, so they would be a separate entry. So we see those 9 entries, and when we go back to my account, you'll see instead of 5, 4, I now have 6, 5, right? So I played a session, and I also was Dungeon Master of that session. Normally you'd get one or the other of these, not both at the same time. But the point I did want to bring out here is I correctly got a session credited as the Dungeon Master for that, and I correctly get credited only 1 session for playing, even though I had multiple characters. And that reason is, again, we're awarding the credit to the user or the player, not the characters. So the characters, there's multiple, let me say this, try to say this more clearly. In that last session, I, the user, had 8, I think it was, characters in the session. And so each of those characters does get a positive attendance record. But as far as my user account, we're only going to display 1 of those 8. I don't get all 8 because I'm only 1 player who was in attendance, and that's what this attendance is supposed to be quantifying here. the account users' sessions played. So I'm sure we'll think of more things to do with this attendance record. For right now, it's just something for dungeon masters and players to track. But going back to my campaign again, when I do go to characters, you'll see their attendance record changes reflected here. And DMs can, of course, use this information to do whatever they want with it. I know that some DMs do award some kind of bonuses or rewards to their players who show up to a certain number of sessions, showing consistency, in their attendance and that sort of thing. So this is a way to track it through Toolkit very easily, consistently, and then you can establish the reward system on your own on the outside. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you find the new feature useful. See you at the next video.